You are about to experience what it's like finally entering into the big army. And I know y'all heard this word over and over again.
The big army. What is the big army, KP? The real army, what is it like?
Is it all it's cracked up to be? Is it gonna make everything I just went through in training well worth it? Like, am I gonna go back to my normal life? Am I gonna start back meeting new people, traveling, having fun, and just doing everything that I would like to do? Or is it gonna be too overwhelming? Am I gonna be annoyed about living the military lifestyle? Is it gonna be too much to get adapted to?
What is the big army, the real army like?
And what can I expect when I get to my first duty station? What's up, YouTube? So I'm back with another video, and if you've been supporting me this far, then you're probably excited that you finally see me popping up again, because I know I've been MIA, y'all, and like I always tell y'all, when I go missing, it's gonna always be for a good reason. So sooner rather than later, I'm gonna come to y'all with a video and me just updating y'all about what's been going on with me, where I've been, and why I haven't been as consistent as I would like to be. Before we get into this video, just make sure you continue to subscribe, make sure you like the video, and turn on your post notification bell so that way you can be notified every single time that I post. And yeah, y'all, we're gonna get right into this video. Okay, y'all, getting the orders to your first duty station. Who chooses them and how does it work? Okay, so if you're in AIT right now, the best part about it, y'all, no doubt, is finding out what duty station you're going to get. When we had found out ours, I just one day opened my email while at school and I read, "Welcome to Fort Bragg." Yes, my heart dropped, y'all, and you'll realize during AIT that this is where you'll start hearing a lot of opinions about how you should feel about the duty station you're going to, because you'll get people that are excited about the duty station that they have, and you'll get people that are pissed about the duty station they have, or you'll get people that are nonchalant, indifferent, they don't really care where they're going. Either way, they would have been cool with it. And then you also have people that know about their duty station a little bit more than that person. It might try to like deter you from being excited about their duty station. I know I didn't even know where Fort Bragg was, and people were like,
"Oh, you going to Fort Bragg? Oh, they about to make you do this. They about to make you go airborne. This is one of the toughest duty stations ever.
You know, you about to hate your duty station." So I was like, dang, for real? I was like, the location don't sound too bad, North Carolina. You know, I feel okay. But I know y'all want to know, how does the Army choose where you're going for your first duty station? And let me be the first or the second or the third to let y'all know is that your duty station is a complete toss-up. It is way above our pay grade. Like at the regional level and above, they literally go by the needs of the Army. And if they say, "Oh, we need a behavioral health specialist, a 42 alpha, a IT specialist, and we need slots here at this duty station," guess what? It just depends on that, because nobody will know. It's like luck of the draw. It's literally a toss-up, y'all. Now, it is certain instances, I know you know, where when we're talking to like our recruiters at the beginning process, they ask for like that cheat sheet or like the wish list of where you would like to go, and I don't really know too many people that got their first choice on that. Now, if you're re-enlisting, yes, a lot of people get a better chance of going to where they want to go, but that's because when you start re-enlisting, you get to start negotiating your contract a little bit more than the first go around. Okay, KP, so I can't choose the duty station I go to, but do you think that I should hope for one or the other? Like, should I want overseas? Should I want stateside? Is there a particular duty station I should look out for? If they do send me orders there, could I be excited about that one? Or should I be nervous if I see that come across my screen as my duty station? Well, I do want to kind of touch on overseas and stateside. Now, Now, of course, I'm stateside. I've never been overseas, but I can kind of let y'all know some things I've heard about the people that have been stationed overseas. And one of the biggest reasons why someone might want to go overseas is that you're traveling soon. Like, if you're going overseas, you're getting out of what you're used to, out of the United States, and going somewhere unfamiliar. And that's basically catapulting you into what the Army has to offer sooner, because now you're being able to experience a whole new way of life while also starting a career, while also being immersed in like another culture. So because of that, people are hoping for overseas. They want to see a new way of living, a new way of life. Of course, in the Army, the biggest overseas options that you'll hear that people are getting are Germany or Korea, and at those locations there are different bases you can be stationed on. I don't know how that works, y'all, but I know they say it's different places over in those locations that you should hope for, but it depends. So I don't even know the names off the top of my head. Like, I know in Korea they have like Camp Humphreys, Camp Casey, and people might say, oh, you might want to be stationed in Camp Humphreys over Camp Casey because it's a different experience. Now Germany, I know they have different names. I don't really know the names like that. A lot of people like myself was against being stationed overseas because, one, you got to worry about the move, y'all. It's a way more tedious move, especially if you'll be moving with family. And if you're going to Korea, you can't even come with your family because you're only over there for a year. Then on top of that, you got to worry about the fact that, okay, your family is back home, and then they're rarely going to choose to want to come see you because of how expensive it is going to be for them to come and see you. And then on top of that, how expensive it's going to be for you to go back and forth. So a lot of people that go overseas, they kind of stay over there and they travel on that side and go to the places that's near their duty station over there. And another, just I think a con that I've heard people talk about is the fact of the culture. You gotta get used to the way they live over there. Like, the streets might be different, they might drive different, different places that you have to choose to eat at. You know, anything that comes with traveling abroad, y'all, that's pretty much another thing that you have to get used to by going overseas. Now, like I said, I have been stateside for my first duty station, and depending on where you're stationed at, stateside can make or break your experience, because let me just say, being in Fayetteville, stationed in Fort Bragg, has to be one of the best duty stations to have as far as traveling to the nearby areas. Because one thing you'll realize with the Army is that we're not stationed in the best cities. Like, a lot of the cities we're stationed in are very small town, military centered towns, and it's not much to do. So if you're somewhere like they say Fort Polk, Fort Irwin, Fort Drum, places that don't really have a culture in a city life where you can like drive 5 to 10 minutes away every day, then that will annoy you, because you have to get used to traveling far out in order to do something on the weekend or to have something to get out and do. Now me, like I said, being in Fayetteville, one thing I gotta give is Fort Bragg is props for where it is, y'all, because we're by some of the best metropolitan cities, y'all. You know, we got Raleigh, Charlotte, Greensboro. DC is like 4 hours away. We have Charleston, South Carolina, Columbia, Atlanta is like 5 hours away. You know, it's a lot of East Coast places that you can travel to and be there within less than 5 hours. But I'm going to touch more on getting adjusted to Fort Bragg throughout the video, because this is a video for overall getting stationed at your first ever permanent party location. But another big thing about being stateside is that your family coming to see you, you being able to go and see your family, is not as expensive or extreme as being overseas. Because come on now, yeah, I'm 10 hours away from home in Tennessee, but that's not that bad. Like, if my people wanted to, they can get a flight for $300, $400 and come make a trip to see me. And you know, and I appreciate that that is a possibility, y'all. And because I'm stationed stateside as my first duty station, I feel like people like me, soldiers like me, will have a lot more adjusting to do if we get stationed overseas next, because we got so used to the conveniency of being stateside. But some people are opposite. Some people say, oh, I'm so ready to go overseas, I want to go to, you know, I want to, what Hawaii is not overseas, but I want to go somewhere a little bit more further out. I don't want to be close to home. And so it really just depends on you, y'all. Where do you want to be stationed at? Do you know that you want to be nearby family? Do you know that you want to get out sooner rather than later. All that stuff is depending on you and whether or not you will be excited about your first duty station. Okay, KP, so you're telling me I can't control where I get stationed, so whatever I get, I might as well suck it up. But what was it like arriving to your first duty station? Like, what is that process like? How do you even get there and know what to do? Like, who's helping me? Okay, so yeah, let's go ahead and talk about the Total Army Sponsorship Program. And I'm not going to talk about it, y'all, on a whole professional Go Army type of level. I'm just going to break it down to y'all about the things you should know about it, right? So what this program is, that is basically what you should know about if you're at AIT right now, because you're not going to get a sponsor coming from basic training. But when you're coming from AIT to your first duty station, or any duty station, they assign you a sponsor. And who a sponsor is a soldier that is it's meant to be similar to you. So this soldier should be a similar gender, similar rank, similar setup. So are they also married, or are they also in the barracks? And that's what they try to aim for at first, y'all, is that marital status, rank, and gender. I actually just got my first soldier, y'all, that I'm going to be sponsoring, and it's actually a soldier that has kids. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm having to find her a lot of resources about kids, and I don't even know myself. I'm in the barracks. But you know, of course, your sponsor is someone that is supposed to be used to the duty station, been there a while, and knows how to get the resources that you need. So of course, I knew how to get the resources that she needs. I knew who to talk to. That's that extra step that they would like to not be the case when they have a new soldier coming in. They want somebody that's going to really help you get acclimated to the culture, to the environment, to the community, and they want it to really be a successful transition. My sponsor at the time, which your sponsor is also required or should be making sure they get done for you. Their job is to help you get situated and get set up at the reception barracks, or if you're married, at your temporary lodging, because you won't be in the barracks, because now you're about to start in-processing onto base. And I'm going to link my reception barracks video right here if you want to see how that went for me when I arrived to Fort Bragg. But yes, basically when you are going to a new duty station, they need to get you into the basis system. So that means all your programs and resources that you need access to out of Fort Bragg in general. And then you'll stay there, like I mentioned in my reception barracks video. That's where you'll be staying for like maybe up to 5 days, where you just kind of do your in process and go to your breeze. I know when I was there, you know, you had your freedom, but it wasn't to the same extent, because you are just getting there, so you more than likely don't have a car yet. You don't know where you're going, so you really can't move like you want to like that. Like, I know when I was in reception, it was a girl that ended up coming on my day 3, and her and this other girl already had to move. I'm like, God damn, didn't y'all just get here? How y'all gotta move already? But it just depends. You might know somebody that's already stationed at Fort Bragg that can come pick you up, take you where it is you need to go, and you be straight with that. But if you are like the usual soldier, you're not going to know anybody, so you're going to be counting on your sponsor to help you get what you need. They'll be the ones helping you to kind of maneuver around and, you know, just navigate your first month or so at the duty station. Now, when I got done in processing on base, that's where they had somebody from my unit to come and pick me up, and that's where the whole switch up happened, where I was supposed to be inpatient, and I get to my unit and they're like, oh, we need 6 to 8 x-rays and outpatient actually. So yeah, no, you're not going to inpatient, you'll be over here with us. So they end up switching me last minute. They end up sending this girl who was actually 9 months pregnant to come and start helping me get processed at the unit or whatever. So this is where all, like I told y'all, that I was having like a real rocky interest into the Army, because the girl that they sent last minute that I never seen, never talked to, that was 9 months pregnant, that started helping me get in process to the unit, she was the one that I was replacing as the NCOIC at my old clinic. So she was like, yeah girl, like I'm about to go on maternity leave. On top of that, I'm about to PCS, so you'll be replacing me. For any soldier, yeah, you're basically just getting picked up by your sponsor. They're gonna assist you with getting in process on base and getting in process at your unit, and from there, whoever your first line is, they'll take over and they'll start showing you the ropes about your job, where you'll be working and what you'll be doing, and you will be probably starting PT probably in the next 2 days. Now, if you're a married soldier, I know y'all be going on permissive TDY. Y'all be having to search for homes and stuff like that. So if you're that soldier, you're going to have kind of chill time while you get yourself together, get you a house, and get your kids into daycare and whatever it is that you do as a married soldier on permissive TDY. KP, I'm hearing you talking about all the process and what to expect with arriving to your first duty station, but you already know.
I want to know, how soon am I going to have my freedom back? I've been in Traddoc under all these rules and limitations. I'm just ready to be able to move how I want to move and do what I want again. What is that like, KP? Can you talk about that, please?
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's exactly how I felt as well, y'all. And the main thing I want to touch on first is, how soon will you start feeling normal again? Well, let me just tell y'all, as soon as I got released from my unit, like, and saying, hey, you start working on this day, you got PT starting tomorrow, like, you are free to go and do what you want to do. Now, like I said, if you don't know anybody up there, then you're counting on your sponsor, and you're just counting on the people in your section to help you get from point A to point B and to get to work. If you're one of the soldiers that you're younger and you never had a car, so this is your first time going to get a car, this is where all that is going down. In the first couple of months or two, you'll be searching for your car, you'll be getting stuff for your barracks room, and helping yourself get situated. I have got my first bottle probably that week because I'm like, oh, I need me a drink. My boyfriend had came up there that exact weekend. We was lit. It felt really good to dive into that freedom off the back, y'all. So how soon will I be able to start traveling? So you can start traveling immediately, y'all. Like, you can start putting in your leave. So there is a such thing as being within a 250-mile radius or whatever it is at your duty station, and that just means that you can travel within this radius and you don't have to put in leave for it. So the best thing I told y'all about being stationed in Fort Bragg is I can head 2 hours and 30 minutes away or 3 hours away and still be underneath that 250-mile radius. So I can head there over the weekend, and I didn't have to tell nobody I did that because I can do that now. How soon will I start meeting friends? Well, you will be able to start meeting friends probably right off the bat, because you could get cool with people during the reception period where you're getting in process. I told y'all I'm in an unusual unit, so I really didn't have too many people that I could like click and like cling to right off the bat. But maybe hopefully you have somebody during that beginning stage process that's willing to invite you out and take you out to eat or something, you know, something to let you see like the city you're in and get out of the barracks or the base environment or whatever the case may be, especially if you are not coming up there with family. I am praying that you get somebody that realizes that and will help you, you know, get out.
So KP, what is the overwhelming process about getting to your first duty station? Because so far I'm feeling good about the things that you're saying.
Well, I think the biggest or most overwhelming factors that you'll experience when you arrive to your first duty station are the stresses of any new move to a new environment. Like, you don't have your car yet, so you have that whole entire period that you're going through where you're stressing about how you're gonna get your food to eat if you're not like, if you don't have like a defect or things within walking proximity, because with the hospital we don't have a defect, we get BAS, so we never had the option to go and get things right up the street. Like, I needed a car from day one, y'all, so I was extremely stressed when I realized, like, dang, like if I were to walk to work, that's a 20-30 minute walk. Like, it's impossible to walk 30 minutes back and forth to work every day. And so far on Fort Bragg, from what I've seen, except a couple of units that work and they can walk to where like they work, most of the time you're gonna need a car, you're gonna need transportation. I know it's probably even more stressful if you are moving into a house and getting your furniture and everything else. It's less stressful with the barracks, of course, because you really don't have that much you're moving with, you know, because you've been in basic, you've been in AIT, and you probably just left everything you had back home anyway. If you want to know more about the single soldier experience, I'm gonna link that in the video as well if you want to go see what that is about. And of course, I think the biggest overwhelming factor of getting to your first duty station is the fact that you're meeting a boatload of new people, y'all. Like, everybody that you are meeting, you will be working with them for the next few years. So it's not like in the basic training and AIT, you're meeting these people, but you know it's not going to last because you won't see them again after a month or two. No. When you get to your first duty station, you better get really familiar and really comfortable with the people that you're meeting, because you will be seeing these people for the rest of your career at this location. And you know, if you don't like them so far, you don't like what you're seeing so far, it's kind of like a oh well, you stuck with them, y'all stuck with each other, so you better find who you like and get close to them.
Okay, KP, so yeah, that part sounds challenging, but so far, this seems like it's gonna be fun. And I do want to know more about the lifestyle with the big army. Like, how much does it differ from the day-to-day life while being in Traddoc?
Okay, so I am going to talk about that as well. And basically, you'll be doing all the normal stuff that we did in Traddoc. So like formations, mandatory PT, field exercises. The things that start differing at this level though, y'all, is that you are now at your duty station. This is where you start embarking on your career, on your journey. So this is the part where you start realizing like, oh, okay, everybody's experience will vary, because some people start falling off the wheel and some people start becoming more high speed than you ever knew, because you have options for these military schools, these military programs, all the things that the big army has to offer that you will be able to start doing as an actual responsible soldier that is trying to move up and advance throughout the ranks. You know, all those type of things you don't have access to during Traddoc, but once you get into the big army, you start being able to do more of the things that you want to do or that are unique to you. You'll start being able to start trying out for air assault, airborne, and everything else, and going to these courses that you can go through to during TDY, and just really feeling back like, oh, this is a job. This is not just being in the military and being so stricken by the book. No, this is a job, and I'm able to do what I want with it since I'm in, you know. The overall thing about the lifestyle with the real army versus Traddoc is that you're not being monitored like a trainee anymore. You are being given permission. You're being given permission to go and be a responsible adult outside of your place of duty hours. So as long as you are where you need to be, right time, right place, right uniform, your leadership can't and more than likely won't say anything to you, just as long as you are not getting in trouble. One thing you'll learn every Friday, safety briefs. They're gonna tell you over and over again, don't do anything that you shouldn't be doing, because yeah, you know, you can go do what you want to do, but don't do too much of what you want to do, because we don't want to have to deal with it on Monday. So yeah, it is gonna be challenging, but it is gonna be fun, and you'll realize quickly that yes, this is much different than Traddoc, even though you still have the same expectations as a soldier. So the last thing I want to talk about is, what if you get into this lifestyle and you figure out that you hate it? And y'all, this is definitely a true possibility, y'all, that you will see every day as time goes on at your first duty station. The people that you came from basic AIT with, you will soon start to realize, like I said, that they're falling off the wagon, and you're starting to realize like, dang, so-and-so getting out already? So-and-so where? So-and-so already deployed? Dang, because you had to realize like the intention with you getting recruited into the army, into the military by your recruiter, is that you will experience it in this world. And in this world is going through the daily motions of being a technical and tactically proficient soldier, doing your job, maintaining readiness for war. And this is real life at the end of the day. So at any time that real life gets in the way of this status of you being ready to go to war, you'll realize that your reason for being here also changes. So at any moment you get hurt, you get injured, you go to behavioral health, and they'll realize that you're not all the way mentally stable, and your status changes from green to red, and they realize, oh, this soldier can't do this, oh, they always at sick call, they always on profile, they can't go to war and do the things that we need them to do, they can't get deployed and do the things that we need them to do. Oh, that's gonna change everything, and you'll realize soon that soldiers are going to start getting kicked out, start med boarding out, a lot of things, because the reason of them being here is no longer sufficient. Or you'll just start to realize too, like, hey, this ain't for me. I don't like getting up every day and having to be here, do that. And I don't care what my job is. I still don't like it like that. And that's where you'll start realizing soon, y'all, at your first duty station, whether or not you're going to make a career out of this or it's going to be on a contract by contract basis. Either way, it's okay, y'all. You will realize everybody's assumption about what they're going to do after this contract, you will hear a different state of mind every time you talk to somebody. I know I do. I be saying one day I want to do this path. The next day I'm like, nope, I'm getting out. The next day I'm like, you know what? I'm just chilling. I'm just taking it one day at a time. Because at any moment, like I said, you know, life of course happens. You don't know how you're gonna feel tomorrow. So at your first duty station, this is really a time for you to just evaluate your life goals and your needs and what it is that you are trying to do, because this is going to be a crucial pivoting moment of your life. Because are you gonna take this first contract to do all the things that the Army has to offer so you can say, oh, I do love this lifestyle, I do want to stay in and make this career? Or are you gonna realize quickly like, oh, this is not what I want, or it is what I want but only for this contract, or maybe for one more contract and then I'm getting out? As you can see, there is a lot of positivity and good vibes that comes with getting to this stage of the military. And in order for you to get to this stage, you have to make sure you're completing the minimum standards, and that is IET, initial entry training. Because a lot of people, quite frankly, that you will see in basic training won't even get to this stage, y'all. This is actually something you have to fight for to see it on this side of things. So because of that, you need to focus on what it is you're doing right now, because this stage is coming and it will get here. And this is going to be the part that makes everything you're going through right now in Traddoc well worth the wait. And depending on whether or not this is going to be a lifestyle for you, a career for you, it really is going to be dependent on how things unfold for you when you get to your first duty station. But in order to see that, y'all, you got to get to this stage. So like I tell y'all, to continue to do your research, continue to ask questions, and continue to explore your options, so that way you can make sure you're making the very best decision for you. Because at the end of the day, when you choose the military way, a lot of it is a toss-up, because it's not based on you, it's based on the needs of the Army, the Air Force, the Navy, Marines, whichever branch you're joining. Okay, so once again, if you felt that this video was helpful, if you liked me touching on arriving at your first duty station, leave your thoughts in the comment section. And if you like this video, continue to like and share and engage with me, so that way I can continue to grow and get to my goal, which is 1,000 subscribers. And yes, follow me on my social media. That is on Instagram, kyonnp_, on Snapchat, that is just kyonnp, and you can follow me on TikTok, even though I'm still debating about how much I want to dive into it, and that is also kyonnp. Okay, so yes, I will talk to y'all in the next video.